Hey guys, welcome back to MD Trips. We are here in the latest Minecraft snapshot, which allows for items to have a custom model depending on their name. This is my resource pack by default, and this is a video for a new update for my resource pack, which adds a bunch of new items, and one of them is this cool mace that I'm holding right now. This is just a regular old mace that's disguising itself as a different thing, right? Look, it's a normal mace. You can enchant it, etc, etc. The goal of my pack is to add more Minecraft in Minecraft. Have all the canon of Minecraft in the game in Java edition, and along the way I add a bunch of freaky stuff, and that's what this video is about. There's a lot of chests to it. There's a lot of new stuff in this pack update, and all of this is canon to Minecraft in a wacky way, and that is that it's all connected to the mashup packs. These mashup packs, the ones by Minecraft, I haven't covered all of them, but I've covered a lot. Okay, Chinese mythology, the Skyrim pack, I've done it. The festive pack, some stuff from it. The Norse mythology pack, Toy Story, I've already done some Fallout stuff, but I'm doing it on my own, not based on a pack or anything, but I could do it too. The Halloween pack, I've done it. Adventure Time stuff, Nightmare Before Christmas stuff, Greek mythology mashup pack stuff, Egyptian mythology mashup pack stuff, and I believe that is it. These are OG mashup packs. Look, we're in the Bedrock store right now. We just pressed mashup packs by Minecraft, so these are like all canon, right? And now I've restyled all the textures, I've redone all of them. The first new set I guess I've added is the Hellenic set, which is based on the Greek mythology mashup pack. It comes in all the tiers, as you can see. We'll take a look at netherite, since that's the look you'll want to acquire, right? I really like the sword from this set, actually a lot. It's really simple. But I also like that aspect of it, right? Like, my pack has different swords, right, than default. And if you don't like the sword in my pack, if you're like, oh, you can just rename it in vanilla, in the snapshot, right? This just works, no optifine needed. So I can have multiple sword texture pack styles in my pack. And that's literally what I'm doing at this point, right? Porting the mashup pack textures. And I've made this big document to compare my textures to the ones by 4J Studio. Okay, so this is my diamond, right? My diamond Hellenic sword. And Hellenic apparently means Greeks. I didn't want to include the countries' names. The countries aren't necessarily canon. I guess they could be in Minecraft, they could be canon, but I like having these fancy names. I looked them up. So the Hellenic set, this is my Hellenic diamond sword, and then this is the Greek mythology mashup pack sword by 4J X Mojang. I don't know who makes them. No, I don't know. 4J. It says by Minecraft, and I know that 4J was involved with those. So, anyways, the pickaxe of that pack in my style, the shovel. I mean, you got eyes, you can see all this stuff, the hoe, nice and simple. Just a simple alternative for your Minecraft gear. The Hellenic mace, a really simple alternative on the mace. Obviously, I made my mace 3D, which I just think is a really good take on the mace. But if you don't like the big square, you can also just have a simple, this style mace, right? Just the Hellenic mace. My version of the mace in the Greek mythology mashup pack. You catching up? You get it? Okay. Hellenic trident, nice simple alternative. Has some prismarine in it, which fits the theme of the trident, of course. And then the Totem of Undying, the bust of Undying, which is just a flat sprite in the Greek mythology mashup packs, right? Or in all the other mashup packs. So we're gonna be looking at all my versions of these totems. And I've made most of them, or all of these 3D. And of course, the bust of Undying looks really, really nice in an item frame like this, right? Like you can decorate your base with this. And I've also made this change to my existing Totems of Undying. So this is not a new one. This one exists already. The one-up mushroom. Rename a Totem of Undying to one-up mushroom. For obvious reasons, this one works, right? And the canonicity here is that Smash Bros is canon to Minecraft. Okay, this is some really advanced fucking crafting here. Okay, so yeah, the Totem of Undying, a nice trophy item, I thought, right? Displayed in an item frame like this, a bust of Undying. Rename it to a bust of Undying, and it looks like this. And that's based on this funny little sprite, right? It's just a man. So then this is just a man, right? With leaves, just a Minecraft man. In this case, a nice furniture. I mean, you get it, you're looking at it, so let's move on. The Kemetian gear, based on the Egyptian mythology mashup pack. I mean, again, it's just a different style swords. I guess it's Egyptian style swords. The pickaxe of this one is really strange, but this is just what 4J decided the pickaxe should look like, right? And then I guess all of these are pretty wild choices. But if you want to, if you want to rock this Egyptian vibe, you can. With the Kemetian set, get a nice trident. Comes in all the tiers, so if you want to start here, or maybe you just want to decorate your base or your mobs with this, I have no idea. And Kemetian means Egyptian, apparently. I mean, fucking fact check me. I'm not an expert, I have no idea, but supposedly that's what it means. And Sinitic supposedly means Chinese. So we also have the Sinitic set. If you don't like the tools that I've done for my texture pack, the Sinitic set is a great alternative. Just really tame tools. I guess the shovel is kind of out there, but that's how it is in the mashup pack as well. And it's a katana, so that's always nice to have multiple katana variants. It's a bit of a challenge. Try to have them all look different, but that's cool. Cool trident as well. My version of the trident in that pack. And then the Totem of Undying is Shishi. So we rename a Totem of Undying to Shishi to get this. And I thought that this was really cool. You can make a temple and decorate it, right? And sacrifice a Totem of Undying for it. But I think it's totally worth it. Or if you just, if you fuck with the style, you can just have it in your hand, walk around like this. That's pretty badass. right? I mean, it was canon. There's a sprite for it in the Measure Pack. So here it is, just a flat sprite. I think this is a Shishi anyways, right? I mean, it checks out, I thought. So this is the model I made. The Norroen set, and Norroen means Norse, I think. So that's what I call this set. And netherite in the pack is a bit of a different color, which is really interesting. And also, the pickaxe is a hammer. It's a flat sprite, so I made a 3D hammer. But that's a big change. So now there's a new hammer type for all pickaxes, basically, right? For all the colors. There's a new hammer type. It's pretty exciting. There's also a normal hammer, see? So now there's different types of hammers. And this color netherite is also different. This is a completely different style. If you don't even like the renames, you just want to, you know, play Minecraft, have a cool pack, and you like the style netherite, you can just go for it. The Norroen set. And the trident as well. It's pretty tame. Just a diamond trident, the Norroen trident. And the Totem of the Berserker, I thought it was a nice Nordic name, maybe. I mean, let me know. I don't know. And it's a cute little golem. We can also look at the sprite real quick. And I think, I don't know, I just tried to model this little man because I don't know what this is. I like Shishi, I named it, right? I figured out, like, okay, this is what it is, you know, all the stuff. It's fine. But I don't know what this is. So I just called it Totem of the Berserker. This is not like a totem of a berserker. I just kind of made it up. Thought it was a cool name, cool thing to include. I think it is a little man. Look, there's a little sword and there's a helmet, eyes, and obviously a shield, I think. So that's what I modeled. Put it in an item frame, and it looks like just a little nice guy you can have on the shelf, right? Just a little man to show off, right? All these totems are a nice opportunity to have little decorative options. So that's what I'm doing big time here. And then the Halloween set, pretty crazy. I mean, I don't know. I you know, I want to canonize everything. So I mean, the voodoo, the doll of voodoo is really good. Okay, we'll go over all this stuff. You can also look at all the tiers. It's stuff with slime on it. Couldn't tell. This is a sprite in the Measure Pack, right? The textures by 4J. And I didn't know if this is supposed to be moss or slime, but I thought moss made no sense, and slime is pretty Halloweeny. So I think it is slime. I interpreted it as slime. So now the Halloween set is just a set with slimes. So if you're like a slime guy, if you have slime skin or something, I have no idea. This set's for you. The netherite set is pretty cool. It's a pretty cool gimmick because it looks like blood coating diamond, right? Because netherite coats diamond, and look, because of the blue pixels sticking out, and that's true in the original sprite as well there, right? So that's not even like my interpretation of it. And the tools don't have that in the Measure Pack either, so it's just on the sword, but it's pretty interesting. Netherite is blood, or at least fake blood, probably, right? Like Halloween prop blood. Just like this Halloween prop trident. The Halloween trident, it looks like an evil trident, but to me it looks like one of those plastic evil tridents for Halloween, which fits the Halloween Measure Pack as well, right? The Doll of Voodoo, a really fun little guy to put in an item frame. Look at this guy. He sits against the shelf or whatever you build for these little guys to show them off, or put them in like a creepy cabin. Like, look at this village. Village is perfect for it. Look at this creepy house. Look at this, and there's a doll sitting here. No, this is pretty cool, right? All right, and then we also have the Jacko mace. I didn't call it the Halloween mace because this mace actually perfectly fit the color scheme of the Jacko set that I have in my pack, which is based on Minecraft Dungeons concept art, because I want to have all the canon of Minecraft, right? And it was the same colors, same theme, so I just figured, why not, you know, throw them in there. The Jacko mace, which is pretty wacky design, alright, it's pretty wild. It gets wild when you do so many items. This is the original sprite, and it's really good. For a flat, small sprite, because I make all of mine pretty big, right? I give myself more space with them if I need to, and also make them 3D, obviously. And this one is really nice. I ported it and, you know, made it part of the set. So the Jacko mace, technically part of the Halloween set. It's pretty wacky, but I think it's funny. Nice, right? Like when do you get to do a pumpkin on a cube, but then it's on its side, which then perfectly translates the item sprite, which is on its side always. But this is rare, right? Just to see a canon pumpkin face on a side. That's like a rare sight. No, like no, is it just me being really excited about that? Either way, that's why I made this wacky maze. We can just neatly move on here. Maybe a less unhinged set. All right, well, let's see what's in. Nope. No. Okay, so this is the super cute set. Based on the super cute Measure Pack. I mean, this pack is wild. This took a while to re-sprite, right? Because I remade all the textures, right? So they fit my style, the Java edition style, whatever, Japa's style, right? Jasper Boerstra's style. And I think they turned out really nice. It's hard to show these off, right? I almost want to show off all the swords. They're so unique. Netherite sword's crazy. It looks, I don't know what this is. It's based on the sword in that pack. Promise. Okay, I was gonna show off this whole document at the end of the video, but look, it's a really weird, it's a strange, all of these are really strange. They're like wands, right? Okay, so without spoiling this whole document right now, the super cute sword, a new sword in the pack, and then there's a super cute sword, the diamond sword. It looks bigger almost. It's just because I made it, the handle's different, so he holds it differently. I hold it differently. It's strange. Okay, the super cute sword, gold is also a wand, star wand, heart wand. I don't know, like, oh yeah, a moon wand and then like a little flower wand. And this one is actually really nice. I would hang this on my wall. It's pretty cute. We can look at the netherite tools because I do think the full set, there's some potential in it, right? It's a totally unhinged set, but there's definitely some value to it. The pickaxe is actually pretty cute. The shovel, I don't know, it's kind of cute. It's all right. I like it. The axe, it's cute. Look, the set works. The hoe, it's a bit of a wild shape to it, but it is also cute. And then the mace has a heart on it, which is a port of the mace in that pack, which is obviously just a flat sprite as well. And then the Bunny of Undying, we can look at it, a pretty funky sprite, but it was a flat one and a pretty iconic face, so I tried to keep the faces the same, so the energy stays the same. And it's a nice plushie you can have on your shelf as well. I keep saying shelf because I really just imagine someone making like a big dollhouse full of all these funky totems that I have now. A super cute trident, just a different trident. You know, I don't know if it's super cute. I think the tools might be cuter. Okay, this is a wild. It's not for me, but if this is for you, the super cute set, I mean, enjoy it. I did a port of all the tools. These are canon, so now they're in Minecraft. Oh yeah, the bow, which is super tame. But it's nice to have it, right? A new bow in the back as well. The fantasy set, moving on to something else, but also pretty unhinged. Based on the, why am I like copying these? I can just take these out. This is the big moment. I set all these up for the video and now I can, well, why am I still doing it? That was a crazy moment. Okay, so the fucking NPC moment, dude. Okay, the fantasy set. Pretty cool, showing off netherite, right? It's the ultimate tier you want to get, and it's pretty interesting. It's pretty twisty and big, but I mean I added the twisty part because the original textures are actually in HD, right? And they do have small like low def versions, right? These are the low def sprites of the fantasy pack. But these handles, I thought, I don't know what's going on with these handles and like how do I interpret this? And I thought it's the fantasy set. Fuck it, I'll make them wild. How do I make them unique? I'll give them a swirl. You know, give them a swirl. So the fantasy set, it's a complete netherite set with a crazy big swirl on it, and that's it. Just alternative style if you like it. The trident, just the random ass trident, and then the fantasy mace, you know, based on the mace in that pack, which is a flat sprite, which is pretty wild. Not my thing, but if it's your thing, enjoy it. And with the Golem of Undying, I mean, this could just work as a sprite in your hand. It's pretty fun. It's a 3D port of this sprite, so it's nice to include. You know, there's a different canon Totem of Undying, so why not include it? And my style is 3D. In this case, works as a nice furniture piece as well. And even for that, it might be worth it. Either way, it's a pretty tame set maybe, in a way, right? It's just an alternative to netherite. But I think it's really cool. And look at all the different tiers as well. They have a different gem. And other than that, they're mostly just recolors. Next up, there's a lot of stuff, guys. This is a lot of stuff. Okay, so ports of the Skyrim mashup pack. I'll say right off the bat that these are not actually new. Like the journey set was already in my pack. I styled it after the elven set. I mean, not the pickaxe and the tools, just made those up. But the art and not the sword either, because the sword kind of spawned this entire set. This is a sword from Minecraft China edition. And then I designed the rest of the journey set around the elven set from Skyrim, right? So this is the armor based on elven armor. And the shield as well, and the tools not really, just by own design. So only the mace and the armor and the shield, I guess. But that's enough. And so just get it out of the way. These are not new, but they're cool. You know, show them off. This is my port of the Elvish mace, at least, right? And then we're left with this. All of these are new, except for this one and this one. But we'll get to that. Okay, we'll start here. These are all netherite tools, right? Except these are maces, obviously, a trident. But this is all for netherite. In the Skyrim pack, they use ancient Nordic gear for wood, and then Orcish gear for stone, and then Daedric gear for iron, glass gear for diamonds, and then dragon bone gear for netherite. But I thought the Skyrim weapons are also unique. You kind of just want to pick between them, right? Netherite's the most important because it's the final tier you want to get to, and I also want to use it as like a reward, right? You get to the final tier, now you get to customize your armor, sort of thing. So instead of having this be tiered like it is in the Skyrim mashup pack, I just made it all netherite. This is the ancient gear. It's pretty cool, a nice alternative of gear. It's pretty tame too, but if you're really into Skyrim, or I mean, this mace is just really fucking badass, right? Isn't it? I mean, if you like this mace, you might just pick this or the trident or any of these. But of course, I personally would think it's nice to have a set, right? So if you're a fan of Skyrim or you're just a fan of this color scheme, I guess, and you have netherite gear, you can pick this one, the ancient gear. Or if you're feeling Orcish, try the Orcish set. This is the only set that I didn't change the name of. I couldn't fit this color scheme anywhere. This is a pretty wild style, so I just kept it the same. So this is just called Orcish gear. It's pretty wild. It's pretty brutish, and obviously the mace is. I love the mace though. I mean, this is crazy. You can use this mace even if you're not rocking the rest of the set. But if you're like doing a forest run or something, right? If you're like doing maybe elvish, this could be elvish too. It's called Orcish though. I mean, I don't know. Have fun with it. It's now in the pack. The Dragonheart set. The Skyrim sprites were based on the Daedra gear. I have already previously added the Dragonheart sword to my pack. It was based on Minecraft Dungeon concept art, and I just made up the name myself because I thought this I don't know, the sword kind of invoked that name. And it was just a single sword that I had, like a netherite sword based on Minecraft concept art. And it was called Dragonheart Sword, right? And the colors matched the Daedra scheme a lot. I mean, I ultimately tweaked them. I updated this sword as well, this update, just to make it match the Daedra set. I made a custom palette for it as well. And the sword from the Skyrim port is now called Dragonheart Cutlass, right? And the cutlass, so it's a different style sword. So Dragonheart Sword or Dragonheart Cutlass, right? And then if you get the sword, you get the concept art sword. But it's the same, you know, you can just pick. So if you're rocking the Dragonheart set, you can just pick 2 different swords, basically. Long story short. And a really badass mace, based on the Daedric mace from Skyrim. I think this will be a really big hit. Yoink, you get it? No, for real though, how about this one? This is definitely gonna be a big hit. It is with me already, the glass set. I think this one is just beautiful. Might be the best sword in my pack right now. Even doing it transparent, I didn't even know I liked that look. I've never done that in this way for item sprites. Somehow it looks perfect. Obviously it's not my design. These are like based on the actual Skyrim weapons, and then the tools are like, that's pretty wild. If you're like a Skyrim fan, that you know there's like canon tools. There's no like shovel in Skyrim, right, for the glass set, or like a hoe, right? But there's canon versions of them in the Skyrim Measure Pack. So pretty interesting if you're a Skyrim fan. Anyways, my version of the sword just, I think it's beautiful. I did not base it on the Measure Pack sprite at all. I just literally looked up the glass sword from Skyrim and just designed something. And then, you know, the tools, I just took the tools from the Measure Pack and just tried to make them better. And for the mace, holy shit, the mace. I think this is just one of the best maces I've made as well. Like, so excited about just to rename a mace the glass mace. It looks like this beautiful monstrosity of a mace. It's see-through as well, so it's pretty crazy. And I just tried to port the Skyrim mace as best as I could. I guess I like making big things because it's huge. You can, you know, bomb people over the head with this. I feel like this will fucking concuss people. I mean, or worse. I mean, I don't know. Like, this is just, it seems really heavy and huge, and I love this. Beautiful. So the glass set in the pack as well now for netherite gear. And then the Ender Dragon set. The sword isn't new. I already had it because I wanted an excuse to have a purple flame sword. And no sword that I made would be cooler than this, so I just didn't do the sword from the Measure Pack. But I did do the tools, so it's nice to have an Ender Dragon set, because that's what I made it part of, right? Not Dragon Bone, but just the Ender Dragon set, right? My version of it, so it's cool if you're rocking the entire Ender Dragon set. There's also armor for it, even though armor isn't available in vanilla yet, so I guess you still gotta use Optifine. There's a shield for it though, some crossbows, a bow. Look, so if you're rocking this set, there's now some new cool tools for it. And this mace is also not new, I already had it, but I also styled it after the Skyrim Dragonbone mace. Somehow this all fits perfectly into what I had already made a little bit. Moving on, because I got loads of stuff. Some random netherite gear that I added based on the Adventure Time Measure Pack. And I didn't even change these sprites that much. Just the way that the team... I made them blink though, you know, I gotta, you know, and I changed them a little bit and try to make them fit my style a little bit. But just the Jake face that these guys made for this Measure Pack, like Jake squished into a tool, is just really good. And you know, I didn't want to mess with it at all. So these are most, I mean, there wasn't a sword. I kind of make this, well, I mean, there was a sword, but it wasn't a Jake sword. And then I kind of mix it into Jake's face. But they, again, it's just Jake's face that they had already made now in a sword. There's a trident as well. It blinks. And it's for netherite, you know. I think that suits Jake. Jake can morph into many things. 4J had made the Jake set for the golden tools. And I thought, no way, Jose, that's not flying here. And then the Totem of Undying is the Lemon of Undying. Which is pretty fun. We'll put it in a, look, it's a little freaky guy. And, you know, I mean, it's going to be part of your doll collection again. With the fucking doll collection. But here I go again. But that's the theme, I guess. And then Jake the Mace. Obviously, it's Jake as a mace. You know, and he has, you know, it's almost like a little player skin. He has like a 3D layer to it. You see it? Like his little cheeks and his little ears, of course. And he blinks. And you can just bop people over the head with this, or pierce them with this funky trident. What else do we have? The candy set. Ports of the candy Measure Pack is netherite again. If you like these colors, you can pick them. Or this bow, which looks like a candy that I would recognize. Doesn't it look like a soft, like almost like a milky candy? A pool noodle of a candy. And it has white on the inside, and it has see-through blue on the outside. Okay, anyways, it's a port of the bow in the candy Measure Pack. It's really simple. You can have this if you want, or you can have this one, the Gummy of Undying, which is pretty wild. Why would you want this? I don't know. Put it on your wall. This can be like, you know, how hype beasts have like those. Is that a gummy? I don't even know. Like a little bear, right? Isn't that a thing? Have a little bear on your shelf. Put a little bear on your shelf. A little candy bear. The Gummy of Undying. A new Totem of Undying style. I don't even know, dude. Whatever the fuck. Okay, so the candy trident as well. I assume it's a chocolate trident, but it just just brown. So I don't know. It looks like wood, right? So I don't really know. But either way, the candy trident, and then the candy mace, which was where I got to shine a bit more creatively. You know, it's a lollipop, right? So it's pretty cute and painful. Probably, right? It's a full-on mace. So yeah, the candy set, another set in the pack. We got even more. Yeah, this is a crazy update. Romeo's mace, which is support of the mace in the Toy Story mashup pack. I had to look it up when I saw the sprite. This is the mace in the Toy Story mashup pack, right? I had no idea what it was, but then I just googled Toy Story mace, and then I just found this. Look at this. Look at this page. Okay, check this out. Look at this. That's the mace. This is the sprite. Okay, this is not a good picture of it. Well, I'm sure we'll find another picture of it. This is it. This is the mace. This is the sprite. So the sprite in the Toy Story mashup pack, really wild, comes from like, what is this even? Like, I've never seen it. What is this? Toy Story, That Time Forgot, which is a really annoying name even. Wait, 2014. This is really old. What the hell? Okay, so I did not know this existed. This is pretty crazy. Also feel a bit old right now. And that's apparently where this mace is from. And then that is what this mace is based on. I made it part of the Romeo set. It's also got to have a Fred and a Xara variant, right? And all the admins already had maces. Look, they had Romeo's hammer, right? Same for all the other admins. So if you like the admin set, you can pick a mace, right? It's have two different styles. I really like this one. It's like a sun on a stick. Nice excuse to be, you know, to do something unique, but, you know, because of this fucking sprite in the Toy Story mashup pack. What else? Okay, so we got the Duck Before Christmas, which is based on the pickaxe in the Nightmare Before Christmas mashup pack. Why is it a duck? I don't really know. I looked it up. Apparently there is a rubber duck. Why is the head of it a pickaxe? I do not get it, but that's an artistic decision that 4J made, and I'm just providing the public service, right, of porting that. So it's a new pickaxe rename. I had hammers before, just 3D things to mine blocks. So I guess the duck head isn't too far-fetched. It's pretty far-fetched. It is here. If you like a funky pickaxe, rename your pickaxe to Duck Before Christmas, and it looks like this. Some more random items that I was able to port from random mashup packs. The Festive Trident, you know, made it in my style. I don't know, I think it's mint, right, on the tip, and then it's a candy cane. So candy cane trident, whatever, and then the pattern trident based on the pattern resource pack. The Trident Before Christmas, my version of the trident in that mashup pack as well. The Royal Trident, my version of the trident in the Toy Story mashup pack. The Troll of Undying, based on the Totem of Undying in the Toy Story mashup pack. So you can have this troll. It's pretty wild. Put it on your shelf, right? Again with the fucking doll collection. But here we go. This is just a crazy update. This is how it turns out. I mean, they make this and I do it. And then we have another one, the Doll of Undying. Like, this is a crazy update. And I do not want a bunch of people to go make crazy doll collection, but this is now very possible in the new update. Okay, moving on. What else we got? Jesus, we got a lot. For netherite swords, the spatula, it comes in all the colors. We got the golf club, comes in all the colors. The cane, and it also comes in all the colors. And by colors, I just mean tiers, but obviously tiers are designated by color. Okay, you get it. Here we go. Netherite, the spatula, pretty fun, pretty funky. If it's just a sword, so if you want to whack people with the spatula, maybe you're doing a SpongeBob playthrough. I have no idea. It's pretty memey, right? I mean, and these are all ports from the cartoon mashup pack. Okay, so these are all gonna be pretty unhinged. And I try to like take all these wacky items because the items in the cartoon mashup pack just make no sense. Okay, check this out. We'll just type in pickaxe, for example. Okay, and if you can see what is going on, this is just random stuff. There's no tiers. There's no logic in it whatsoever. Items could have been. Look, the stone pickaxe is literally a sword, and among the swords, let me tell you right now, there is 0 swords. We'll look through the swords right now, and you're gonna see there's no swords. It's a fish, a snake, a parrot, a magician's wand, a fish, and a chicken. So that's also what I've done. I've respread all these items. I've tried to divide all of these wacky items up in a way that made sense. So these are all the netherite swords. These are I guess these are pretty tame right now. I mean, the spatula is pretty tame. A golf club as well. I thought it made sense for all the tiers. You hold it pretty funky. If you're really into, I don't know, you look how funky you hold this. Isn't that kind of funny? You kind of whack people with a golf club. In first person, it still looks like this, but then this, I think it's pretty immersive. Or this could also even work for roleplay. I mean, if you're in creative mode doing a roleplay thing, my pack is out. And the cane, another one that's just really funky. Look at me. It looks like I'm holding a cane, and it just does a shit ton of damage. But you know, I mean, why not? Doesn't that make sense? Look, it's a guy with a cane. He's doing damage. I wonder how he's hitting me. Oh, with his cane, obviously. So thanks to this crazy cartoon mashup pack, we got some pretty cool renames, actually. We'll move on to the wackier shit here. This is the snake. I always really carefully designed all the weapons. I'm not like, I mean, I try to have extravagant big renames, but I also like try to have everything make a lot of sense. And this cartoon mashup pack has completely broken a lot of sense as much as I tried. Okay, so right off the bat already, this is a snake. I put it on a stick at least. And I imagine it's a fake. It's just the netherite sword molded into the form of a snake, and maybe it's painted. That's what it is. All right, it doesn't blink or anything. It's not a real snake, right? Like Jake the dog. This is just it's a fake snake on a stick, and you can have it if you want to run around with a snake, kill people. You can. Okay, rename your netherite sword to snake. It gets sillier. It gets a lot sillier. Here we have the glove on a stick. Again, netherite sword. Fucking own people with this. Makes no sense. But the cartoon mashup pack did it. We have the chicken, and this is classic comedy, obviously. Rename your netherite sword to chicken, and then it changes to this rubber-looking chicken. And I think that's definitely the inspo of the sprite, and this is my version of it. So that's very fun. I fuck with this one. It's very cool. The cartoon rapier, completely fine with it too. My version of the rapier that I just showed you, that the one that they used for the stone pickaxe, for some reason, I figured just include it. Why not? Just rework the sprite and called it cartoon rapier, and here we are. But the parrot, I do not like this one. It makes no sense. Why would you reshape the netherite into a thing to hit with? But they did it. Okay, the mashup pack is wild, but I do actually like the sprite that I made. So if you're really into parrots, get this. Rename your netherite sword to parrot, and it looks like a parrot you can hit with. All right, or rename it to fish. Also classic comedy. Or you can rename it to fishbone. So you have fish and you have fishbone. You also have the swordfish. Pretty fun. I mean, this one makes sense as far as netherite renames goes, right? I mean, there's a swordfish, you hit with it, it's a sword, it's funny. The magician's wand, I mean, fuck, pretty wild, but it's funny, pretty funny, right? I mean, if you want to like do a magician, just whack people with this. I mean, I would be pretty angry if I was on the PvP server and someone was just owning us with any of these items. That would be pretty frustrating, right? I have two more netherite swords. The banana, it's just a massive banana that you can whack people with. Rename your netherite sword to banana, and it looks like this, or to painter's brush. Watch out for this one, I guess. It's a sneaky one. Why did they even have it? I guess they ran out of wacky items to use. I mean, I don't know. Painter's brush is not so wacky, but for roleplay purposes, it's good. And it's a netherite sword, so watch out for this one, I guess. I mean, watch out for all of them. They always do damage. But at some point, I just think if your opponent is hitting you, it doesn't really matter what tier sword they have. Just play your best, right? Ultimately, there's like obviously, I tried to have these make sense as much as I could. Considering what the sprites are, but at the end of the day, if your opponent is mashing you with a wild, wacky colored item, and he's doing a lot of damage, assume he's holding netherite, and even if he wasn't, try your best, right? Why wouldn't you always just fight your hardest, right? It ultimately doesn't really matter what your opponent is using. I mean, I'm just saying that in defense of these items kind of fucking up the entire meta that I've created, as in, like, I felt like my pack was always pretty recognizable, right? Diamond was always diamond colored, everything made sense, and now there's just like a bunch of random, like if you saw this, oh, did MJ add parrots, like items to the pack? No, I didn't. There's netherite sword, it's gonna kill you with it. But, in defense of that, if someone's attacking you, doesn't matter what they're using, fight your best, alright? That's I don't know, that's what I have to say about it, I guess. And I have even more stuff. We'll go over these netherite axes real quick, because I only have two. The star wand, I thought this shape just kind of fit an axe. And then we have the rock guitar. This one's pretty exciting. In a previous update, I added Hatsune Miku's weapons from the Fortnite collab to my pack as netherite axe renames, because I thought the guitar is like a nice whacking weapon. And looking at the rock guitar, I thought it made sense. Look, it is like a slice, right? Look, you could slice with this, I think. And it's nice to give netherite axes some love. And the rock guitar, I think that's going to be a big use one, right? It's pretty cool running around with the guitar, just fucking mashing people. And we'll move on to the final stretch, which is the maces of the cartoon mashup pack. And they're really wild. First off, the cartoon hammer, the least impressive one. And I could have just done this one, but I just wanted to get this one out of the way. It's just a recolor of the toy hammer that I have made previously in the update, because I thought it matched the sprite. So there you go. The rest of them, though, pretty unique. So this is no guns allowed. Okay, so there is not a sign in the cartoon mashup pack that says no guns allowed. Okay, but I thought, hear me out. Okay, this is the logic. Guns are not canon in Minecraft. It's against the EULA. The EULA says it. But the EULA is canon, right? So guns are not canon, but the absence of guns specifically is canon. Guns are not canon, but not guns are canon. So this is some really crazy mental gymnastics to try to justify adding any sort of a gun to my pack, which I just think is fun. In the cartoon mashup pack, they do have a sign. It looks like a road sign, like a stop sign or whatever. And I just kind of took the liberty of just making it this sign. It's called No Guns Allowed, a new maze rename, and I think it's just peak. It's one of my favorites. Bash people over the head with this. It's also funny because it says no gun and it is not a gun. It's like you're against guns. Use a melee weapon, right? Like I don't know. I just think this is like Like, I'm really proud of this one. I hope Mojang doesn't take me down for this one, because it could be seen as a portrayal of a gun, but it is anti-gun, which is, like I said, canon. Alright, I won't try to talk about this one too much anymore, but you know, I mean, I love this one either way. We have the trumpet, boom, in your face. This one's massive. This turned out massive when I was making it, but okay, so yeah, there's a trumpet in the Masher pack, and now you can rename a mace to trumpet. If you're doing role-playing, there's also a trumpet, right? So, I guess that's fun. Or mash people over the head with this, which you probably preferred. Or do it with a purse. Rename your mace to purse, and you can walk around. You just walk around with this, and then if you know somebody sees you and you just come from above, it's ooh, yoink, and there's like a fucking explosion or like a lightning strike. If you're using the barely lethal data pack, where we have a bunch of enchantments. And now you can rename all those maces to any of these random household items, which are canon. They're canon tools. Right? There weren't maces in the Masher pack, but I thought all these items fit best as maces. The rolling pin, a port of a flat sprite that is supposed to represent the rolling pin. Obviously, get it now and cook, I guess, right? If you can't stand the heat, get out of the kitchen. I don't know, this is wild. Little Joey, there's a funny story to this one. It's obviously a cricket bat. As you can see, look, cricket bat. I was just Googling cricket bats, right? Because I don't know, I was just kind of interested in doing the sprite. I could have just done it really simply. And obviously, I mean, it's a really simple port of the original sprite, right? I'll admit. I was just looking around for cricket bats, and I just found this image, and it's really hard to see. For some reason, this is like the lowest fucking res image on the entire internet, but look, it has bat examples of how cricket bats evolved over the years, and these are apparently 1/17 scale replicas of the bats taken from the MCC collection at Lord's Cricket Ground. Whatever this all means, I thought there was these are pretty funny names, and this one was called Little Joey, and it just spoke to me, just the name of this alone. Nothing about the design or anything, just I thought Little Joey was so fun. So I called it Little Joey, right? I thought it was like a perfect, like almost like a Team Fortress 2-ish name for a weapon, right? And then in the Masher pack, there was another sprite that I thought was a club. It turns out it wasn't, but I was already making it, and I had the idea already, you know, so it was too late. It turned out to be a chicken leg. Look at this, it was this sprite, all right? When I first saw this, I thought, oh, it's a club. But then later, I was already working on this one, right? The new one. And then I was like, oh, there's like a little bone here, right? I was doing it like this. Okay, look, I was copying the Masher pack, so it has like the, okay, so this, just, wait a minute, doesn't it look like a chicken leg if I add a little bone? And then I was like, doing, maybe it is just the fucking chicken leg. So I think it wasn't a club at all in the Masher pack. I think it was a chicken leg, but I made it a club. So now there is a massive, massive club, and it's called Big Joe. Isn't that fun? So little Joey, and then there's a whole cricket story to it, and then a club that wasn't supposed to be there, and it's called Big Joe. I don't know, I thought that was fun. Let's move on to the next one. The hand on a stick. Fucking slap people with this. Bitch slap people with this. It is in fact on a stick. I mean, I don't know what to say about it. It's modeled after my hand. I kept looking at my hand, and I guess this is the best pixel art hand I can make right now. I mean, I don't know. Is it too good of a hand? I have no idea, but it's in the pack. Rename your mace the hand on the stick. Or rename it to table tennis racket. What a long name, but apparently they're called rackets, right? For roleplay purposes, one's fun. I like the look of this. I mean, it looks convincing when you slap it. That's kind of how you do it, right? No? When you do the table tennis thingy. Next up, we got the sausage on a fork. I mean, we got a bunch of stuff on a stick and stuff you can stick somewhere. So why not a sausage on a fork? I mean, whatever. I mean, this is also a sprite that they have in the cartoon match pack. It's crazy, but you can have it as a mace. It's not much else to say about it. It's wild. This is it. The slugger, pretty nice. I mean, I've never done a bat. Actually, I never thought I'd like it, but then, you know, here I am. And I'm pretty proud of this sprite. I spent some time on it. I call it Slugger, which is a reference to Fallout. Or is that the actual name of these bats? I have no idea, actually. Might be. That's where I learned that word anyways. So, Slugger. A bowling pin. Pretty wild. Probably a very small mace, actually. Pretty funny, I guess, if you're running around with a bowling pin. You know what else is funny? A plunger. Look what I made. This is I figured a plunger deserves a 3D model, so I decided to give it what it deserves. And look at that, there is some brown dye on it. Just wanted to make this little note real clear. It is a plunger, just used to clear drain pipes, sewage even, if you will. So I just wanted to make a quick point to note that this is not poop. Alright, the brown stuff on the plunger rename. It is in fact canonically brown dye. This is the palette of brown dye. So if you thought you were real smart, you thought that I'm like real gross for putting poop on my plunger, right? I did not do that. Look, this is the exact same palette as brown dye, Your Honor. So it is canonically brown dye on the plunger rename. All right, moving on. Wait, is that it? Oh shit, I had nothing to escape into. All right, well that's it then. Is that exciting? Is that it? I mean, it's not like it wasn't a lot, but now it's over. It's done. Just showed up. Everything, right? It's not a single. No, okay, we did it. All right, cool. So I guess we can go into the sprites a little bit that I've done and look at how they differ from the ones from the original Masher pack. The textures by Mojang. So for the Sinitic set, pretty default pickaxes. They have the ribbon around it, obviously, and then I made it match the colors that I have for diamonds. Everything is kind of bigger, and this is a really fun set to add as well because of the just how vanilla it is, right? This is just like a different take on a pickaxe, and now I have this different take on the pickaxe too. Multiple styles of packs. If you don't like the tools in my pack, get a different style, right? And obviously the Kemetian style is crazy. Like, what is going on even here? I mean, it might make historical sense. What the fuck do I know? But here we are with my version of their sprite. The Egyptian Masher pack also has HD versions of the tools. Look at that. And I actually did look at those too for inspo on my designs, so I could have. Maybe I could make them more accurate to the HD version, right? For example, I looked at both, and here you can see the low definition version that they have for like when mid mapping isn't enabled, or whatever. It's like a thing for Bedrock, probably. I have no idea. Really nice vanilla looking sword. Like this could have just been the sword in just a better default styled resource pack. And now I have a bunch of different styles in my better default styled resource pack. So it's a really big W for better default fans. The wands, just as proof that these wacky designs did not come from me. I did not come up with all this crazy shit. I did just make them a bit more, you know, fit with vanilla, redo the shading of all the stuff. Right, and you know, sometimes the palettes even. I changed the diamond here to lapis. I mean, diamond in stone tools is crazy. I mean, that could give someone the impression that you're using stone and you're hitting them. And it could, you know, like that's a bit too much. So I changed it to lapis here, made everything a bit softer, resprited it a bit nicer, I thought. Skyrim tools, for some reason, they were all really small. Also, what's really funny about the Skyrim tools, you can see these are the original ones, right? Made by 4G Studios, and then the ones on the right are by me. And what's really funny is that these are all obviously based on the maces, aren't they? Like, this is the netherite shovel in the Skyrim Masher pack, right? And doesn't it just look exactly like a mace? And this is my version of it. I made it a bit longer because it was a pain. Look, it looks like a hammer, doesn't it? Well, why do they all? And this one's the worst offender. I mean, I didn't do this set, obviously, because I already, like I showed off, I already have the journey set. So I didn't really have to do this one. But I did want to include the shovel because this looks like a straight up mace, right? So they just took the mace designs and used them as shovels, which is fine. Just wanted to point it out. Thought it was funny. These ones as well, so small, and I made them a bit bigger so they fit better. And this is the trident in that Masher pack, and I just made it part of the ancient set. It's not exactly the same colors as the ancient set, right? But I just kind of ignored it, just kind of went with it. Look, it's a bit different, but the trident doesn't really fit anywhere. What is this trident? Is this supposed to represent a trident in Skyrim? What is this? If anyone knows, I couldn't place it, so I just made the ancient trident. Then we got this one. This is the trident from the Toy Story Masher Pack, which I thought looks like the trident from King Triton, right? From the Little Mermaid. I don't know if that's right, because that's not Toy Story. And I don't know what else to do, so I just made this one. I called it the Royal Trident, and I based it completely on the trident from King Triton of the Little Mermaid, right? And, you know, it still ends up looking the same as this one, so I thought it's probably a good port. The Royal Trident new in my pack, and then I assume that this one in the Toy Story Masher Pack was also kind of based on that one. I don't know if they would do that even, right? Because wouldn't they wait for a Little Mermaid Masher Pack? I have no idea. And then lastly, the Cartoon Masher Pack. Really fun to look at, I think. I mean, these are all pretty small sprites, and then I just made them bigger mostly, right? Because also it's important. These are all weapons, so I kind of wanted... That's like a big thing that I can do. Make them big. I mean, not all of them are big. Most of them are big. Most of them are bigger than 16 pixels, right? Even the brush. Hey, look, this is a 16 by 16 pixel cube. So these are already bigger than a default item could be. So I hope that that's a good signifier that these items are dangerous. And if not, just, I don't know, get familiar with barely default, I guess. Just look at the sprites from the Cartoon Masher Pack. They're often pretty simple. I hope that I can proudly say that I make them better, right? I mean, in the case of the hand, I make it so much bigger. But that's when it's fun, right? If it's just like a small hand, it's confusing. Why is this guy causing wind explosions when he hits me with a small little baseball glove of a thing? No, you know, hand on the stick. Make it big, right? Even the snake, I really wanted it to resemble the snake that they designed, just in my style with my shading, you know. I made it a little bit bigger, a little bit of a different face, but then I even added a stick to make it taller, right? This one is still funny. This one is huge. I like this one, Big Joe. Fun fact, actually, Big Joe is styled after the club of Fred Flintstone, none other than Fred Flintstone, who is like, you know, that's classic cartoon. From when was this? I read it up here. I didn't know it was that old. Look how old is this? 1960s to 1966. So this is like OG cartoons, right? We gotta put respect on the name. This is his club, which is pretty small. I mean, no shame to Fred Flintstone. I mean, it's not about the size, it's about what he does with it, right? And I tried to make Big Joe look like Fred Flintstone's club, and I don't know if I succeeded. I think that's a pretty wild task, to make such a wild detailed... I mean, I think I did. Look at this. I think I did a really nice job of making Fred Flintstone's club. And of course, it is massive. Big Joe is painfully massive, but it's comically large. It's the Cartoon Masher Pack, right? What else do you want? It's called Big Joe. Look, Little Joe, Big Joe. I mean, I love this one. It's not a chicken wing, which it probably was in the original Masher Pack. I mean, there's no one to verify it. But I think, in hindsight, this was supposed to be a chicken leg, and I made Big Joe out of it, which is better. It's fun. And then lastly, I want to look at these sprites. And these are all the weapons that I 3Dified. This is the rock guitar, obviously, what I turn into the purse, the trumpet, the bowling pin, the plunger, the no guns allowed sign, and the cartoon hammer. All of them originated from tiny flat sprites, and then I made them huge in 3D. And I just think that's great. And I also think that that's the end of the video. It's crazy. We've gone through so much stuff. We've shown off so much stuff. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you liked the video. Subscribe to the channel. Check out my doll collection. Oh my god, I didn't even show off the Totem of Nutcracking. I totally forgot about the Totem of Nutcracking. Look at this one guy. It was totally forgotten. I mean, some people don't like nutcrackers, but this poor guy was totally forgotten. He's even animated. So the Totem of Nutcracking, another totem you can get. It's based on the Totem of Undying from the Festive Masher Pack. You know, he bites. He might bite. Don't put your finger in there. Right? Don't do that. But it's you know, you can put it on your shelf, part of your weird doll collection. Look at all these funny guys, and you can put in your base now. Make some fun shelves. Put a bust on there, or hang a mace on a tripwire hook. Isn't that wild? Isn't that a crazy little feature for this mace? I mean, that's a pretty expensive purse, but I mean, I guess for roleplay it could work. Check out the Barely Default data pack that I do with Cyclops. Follow him on Twitter as well. He recently posted these banger images from the Barely Default data pack. He recreated all the houses from Minecraft Dungeons. These are super accurate, and it's super fun to walk around here. This is based on the pumpkin pastures from Minecraft Dungeons in Java edition, right? We're doing it with the Barely Default data pack. This is the Soggy Swamp, right? With the Soggy Village, which is a structure with a bunch of witches in it. An image of the Spider Caves, which has beautiful cobweb generations hanging from the ceiling. It is a super immersive place as well, which has some really creepy enemies walking around there. And an image of the boss. I mean, there's a bunch more stuff to it. You can download the Barely Default data pack. All the links will be in the description. And starting now, you can also become a channel member of me, because I'm a YouTube partner. Isn't that nice? And I want to do this instead of Patreon. So I'm just gonna like scrap Patreon. Like, screw that. I'm never gonna do it. Become a YouTube partner is basically what I'm gonna do. And then I will make content also for people who become channel members. but I don't want you to subscribe for the content, right? Don't become a member for the content, because it's not going to be like super special. Like, my mission is to be a content creator, right, and make it for everyone. But I will make some videos. If there's like a podcast I want to make, and I don't know, I just want to talk shit, don't need too many people to see it, I'll just throw it on there, sort of thing. But don't become a channel member for the content, all right? But if you want to support me, right, I'm just putting it out there, you can. Just a nifty new thing that I have in my channel now, right? I can just say that, advertise it. I can even, I mean, maybe it's a bit annoying to promote channel memberships, but at least I can now promote channel memberships. I mean, that's a personal W. So yeah, I mean, there's nothing else to say. Yeah, thanks for watching. Bye.